Hallelujah. Apanipako alina tema alina so la pandipako alina tema alina luto la pandipako Hey, family. Let's celebrate. Hallelujah. Woo! Thank the Most High. Hallelujah. Siami, siami, liboe, maliboe, maliboe, maliboe. Oh, I give Chatin and Zambi, so Nini na Nini Guy, Kuswa Congo, Isaiah Congo, all the Kimbo. Hallelujah. I'm just eternally grateful. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Woo. Hallelujah. Kimbo, Nathan and Zambi, Yamazulu, Betuabu, Bena Betus, Pat Betuabu. Hallelujah. We give Tatan and Zambi all of the Kimbo, all of the glory, all of the glory. I promised that I would come and give a testimony of my 1 year anniversary here on the continent, my 1 year journey. And I thank the Most High. I thank Him so much. I am eternally grateful. I whoo, He's a keeper. He is a keeper. He is a keeper. Those that their minds and their hearts that stay on Him, when we commit ourselves to Him, when we commit our ways to Him, He keeps us in the midst of the trials, and He keeps us in the midst of the testings. He keeps us in the midst of the persecution. He keeps us. He keeps us. And so it is an honor. Family, it is an honor to be a part of those of us that are woke. It is an honor to be able to come before you whenever. So Nini na Nini, through the empowering of His Muwan and Semi, gives me a word to give to His people. But all the more, it is an honor to be here to be able to share with you my 1 year journey here in the Promised Land. To Promised Land. So, woo, family. All I can say is Kimbo. When it comes to talking about myself, sometimes it's a little bit difficult and hard, but I thank Him. Yes, blessings to each and every one of you. Blessings to each and every one of you. Hallelujah. Yes, 1 year has passed. 1 year today. Today is actually the 23rd day when I landed in Kenya. The 22nd, I landed in Ghana. I spent the 22nd in Ghana and took off the 20 that night, and I was in Kenya by 6:30 a.m. the 23rd. What a journey. Let me just pray. Tatan and Zambi. So Nini na Nini Guy. I come as humbly as I know how, just to give praise this evening, to share with your people my journey that you've afforded me to make, and allow me to still be here in sound mind and body, healthy, wealthy, and wiser. I pray, Father, that you would be honored and glorified in all that I say and all that I do. And I pray, Father, that those that are hearing or that will hear this will be encouraged, will be strengthened to make their journey. And I give you all the Kimbo in Geta. Greetings once again to all of you. Kimbo, Natin and Zambi Yamazulu. Betuabu, Benabetus. I bring you greetings from the Promised Land, and the part of the Promised Land that I am in is Kenya. I am on the outskirts, 30 minutes away from Nairobi. I'm in a county called Kiambu County. Yes, and I want to share my journey with you. I know sometimes we that are in the forefront sometimes can make the journey look easy because of the measure of grace that the Most High has granted unto us. I would also take this time to, maybe if you have one or two questions you may want to ask, I would definitely fit those questions in. Um, just let me plug that there. But my journey started. Um, I remember. Let me go to 2018. 2018 was when the Most High said to me, He was taking me from the Western world and sending me to Africa. But in 2018, I was not awoke to the truth. But yet, still, I accepted that call in terms of leaving the Western world as I know it to come home to the continent, because I came to the continent before in 2016. So when I accepted that call in 2018 was when the Most High also revealed to me the strongest principality that was operating in the world was religion. And understanding this now, in 2018, I was still preaching JC. So imagine in your midst of you preaching JC, the Most High is telling you religion is the strongest principality in the earth. So when he said to me, I'm taking you from the Western world and I'm taking you to the continent, I said, okay. So I said, okay, I'll spend 6 months on the continent and 6 months back in the diaspora. And then the one sent me said to me, asked me how many countries is on the continent. And so I was like, whoa, I don't know. I honestly did not know how many countries was here. And so I did my research and I found out there's 54 acknowledged countries, but there are other countries that are not acknowledged as sovereign countries or gained their independence, I should say. Um, so he said, if you spend 1 month in each of those countries, how many years you would be on the continent? So I did my maths again. I did my calculations. 54 countries, 1 month a year, 12 months in a year. So, 54 divided by, yeah, let me I do the maths again. I think that's like 3.5 years or something like that. 54 divided by 12. Mm-hmm. 4.5 years, right? And so it would take me literally, if I was spending 1 month in each country, it would take me 4.5 years to cover the whole continent with spending a month in each country. So I was like, whoa. So you mean to tell me it would be almost 4 years before I go back to the Western world? And let me tell you, because of who I am and my obedience to the one and send me to the Most High, let me put it like that. My obedience and my family know my obedience to the call on my life. I said, okay, 2018. And so 2019, he said, I'm sending you back home. I was in New York at the time. And he said, I'm sending you back home to the Bahamas. So I was like, okay, now, Father, you're saying in 2018, you're sending me to the continent. And now in 2019, you're telling me you're sending me back home to the Bahamas. So in my obedience, I pack up and I prepare myself to go home to the Bahamas. I went home to the Bahamas in July of 2019. And I understand why. Just bear with me with sharing you my journey, because sometimes if you don't know exactly how the journey started, I don't want to just start, I just got in Africa and that was it. No, the journey started from accepting the call in 2018 to come to the continent while I was still in Christianity. And then 2019, he sent me home to the Bahamas. And now I understand why, because it was home in the Bahamas was where he would start ministering to me with his name. First and foremost, he was telling me there's power in his name, but the name that I was calling was not his name. So it was in 2019 when he told me that the name JC was the son of perdition. So now you could imagine, here it is again, still in Christianity, and I'm now being told the name JC that I've been preaching for more than 20 years is the son of perdition. That was an eye opener. That was a aha moment, but it was a crying moment too. I sobbed, I cried. I almost went into a place of depression because I'm like, I've been preaching this thing, I've been condemning people to hell and all this different stuff underneath this JC. And so I still was, just battling with the Most High. I was in the midst of a fast. So majority of these revelations that I got was while I was in midst of a fast. Every time he drops a heavy revelation in my life, is always in the midst of a fast, not even to the end of it or when I'm finished, but in the midst of the fast. So 2019, he told me that JC was the son of perdition. And so I started researching more. And then in January of 2020, while I'm going through this transition now, so I stopped using the name JC and I never went into a Hebrew camp. Let me just plug that in there. I never went into a Hebrew camp. I never was affiliated with a Hebrew camp, but I started using the name Yahuwah, Yahusha Mashiach. And that's what I started using because I no longer wanted to use JC because now he's telling me JC is the son of perdition. So I don't want to use that name coming out of my mouth. And I stopped using the word LORD, you understand, because all of this is affiliated with that JC and stuff like that. So 2020, a friend of mine, so I call her my analytical friend. She know who she is. She sent me this video with Jonathan Shalombo. I said, listen to this young man. He come on. Those of you remember him back in the days of being in the mall. He'd be Kimbo, Natatan, Zambi, Yama, Zulu. So I'm like, what in the world this is? But at the same time, my spirit was residing with it. It really leaped inside of me like that Mary and Martha kind of moment, and so I hear he going back at it again. Kimbo, Natan and Zambi, Yama, Zulu. So I binged watch a lot of his videos because now we in lockdown in 2020, so we couldn't move around. So the best thing now you watching this and it reside inside of me that this Tatan and Zambi name was coming alive in my spirit. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I received that Tatan and Zambi. So I reached out to our brother Jonathan Shalombo. He took a while to get back to me, but I ran with that from then. So that was January of 2020. Watch this now. 2018, I was in Christianity. He said, I'm sending you to the continent. I accepted. 2019, he told me JC was the son of perdition. Now 2020, he given me Tatan Zambi. So a lot of my friends who was in preaching and who I used to be on their flyers, going to their ministries, preaching this gospel because I had the title apostle. I walked heavy in that apostleship. You understand? So he's used me to raise the dead. So all these things I start questioning, all of these signs and wonders that was following me. What was that? He said, your faith to believe in me. It wasn't a name you was believing in. It was in me, in the Most High you was believing in. So your faith allowed me to use you to do those things that you were doing and speak those things that you were speaking. So when I go back and I look at some of my videos of when I was in JC, I realized that passion is what he saw. He saw that pure heart for him. Is what he saw. He didn't saw me calling that name, but he saw my passion, my faith, and my commitment, and also my obedience. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. And so that's what he saw. Even in the midst of me calling JC, he saw that commitment. So now here comes 2020. I get this Tatin and Zombie from this young man inside the mall. I mean, he's so committed. 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, he's making his way to this mall and bringing this Tatin and Zombie message to us and telling us who this band, the Bantus are. And I mean, he was so passionate, and I thank the Most High for him. And so I was still home in the Bahamas, and then on the Most High said, I went to a friend of mine's in New York. She was getting ready to have surgery, and I said to her, whenever she's planning to have her surgery, I will come and spend some time with her while she has surgery on her eyes, to be there with her. And then the lockdown came, no traveling and all this different stuff. But exactly 1 year the Most High gave me home in the Bahamas from July to July. And so he saw that I was ready to travel, but I was thinking that I was going to go to New York, be with my friend for a while, come back home to the Bahamas and be back home. And then from the Bahamas, travel to the continent, right? But let me tell you, Tatin and Zombie's plans is not our plans. We can make the plans, but we must be flexible for when he tells us to move. We can have the desires to do certain things and waiting on certain things, but we must be flexible to move when he said to move. So when I made that trip to New York, let me tell you how I know the Most High was with me. When I made that trip to New York, the borders open. I flew into Fort Lauderdale to Miami or Fort Lauderdale, from Fort Lauderdale to New York. When I reached into Fort Lauderdale, the custom officer looked at my passport. They didn't make me do no quarantine. He just said, "Welcome back." Stamped my passport and let me go through. That's the Most High. In the midst of the pandemic, I just got my passport stamped and he let me through. So I made my way to New York, and I was there with my friend for that time, allow her to get her surgeries and stuff like that. And while we were there, while I was there, we went into a fast. We went into a fast to hear for directive from the Most High. We know it's time to come home to the continent, but we were looking for directives on when to come. And in the midst of the fast, we got word. And the first question was, I could tell you the honest truth. I wanted it to go to Ghana, and not because of the year of the return. It wasn't because of the year of return I wanted to go to Ghana. I wanted to go to Ghana because I had friends there. I had another pastor friend there. So that was a place of comfort. So I said, okay, I got a pastor friend there. Then I wanted to go to Johannesburg. So I messaged Jonathan Jalumbo, Nabi Jonathan, and I asked him, could you tell me, help me look for the prices of apartments? And let me tell you something. I had found a nice 2-bedroom apartment in Johannesburg for under $200 in a nice community. Yes. But the Most High said, nope. So this is where we went on a 21-day fast. I said, okay, Father, not my will, not where I wanted to go, where you taking me. So the other place I wanted it to go was Angola. But he asked me the question there again, do you speak Portuguese? I was like, nope. So relax yourself. And so I prayed. We went on the whole group of us. We went on a 21-day fast. We were praying for direction and where he was taking us and all this different stuff. And in the midst of the fast, we asked a question. We didn't ask the question. The one that sent me said Mount Kenya was Mount Zion. So I said, what? So I asked everybody if anybody heard that Mount Kenya was Mount Zion. And everybody said no. So I asked a sister that is from Kenya, but she's living in Massachusetts. I said, if Mount Kenya is Mount Zion? She said no, she wasn't sure. Then I asked another sister who was from Kenya if she knew if Mount Kenya was Mount Zion. She said she wasn't sure. So we all started doing our research and stuff like that and finding out Mount Kenya was Mount Zion. And that's when the Most High said, I'm sending you to Mount Zion. I said, oh, I don't know nobody in Kenya. I said, how could you be sending me to Kenya? I don't know nobody here. This is a strange land. I say, I said, but anyway, Father, this is where I'm going to go. So I told the whole group, Kenya is where the Most High is saying for me to go. So everybody was on board praying and saying, yes, okay. Back then, Apostle, if that's where the Most High is saying you, we come into agreement with you that is where you're going to go and stuff like that. And so we started making arrangements and making preparations. So me and another sister was planning on coming together. We both bought our tickets and everything to come together. But I tell you, if the Most High has called you to do something, make sure you check with him first if you're supposed to bring somebody along with you. Because remember with Abraham was the one who was given the instructions where to go and what to do. And he decided, not the Most High decided. Abraham decided that he was going to take Lot with him. And so that's what we have to be careful with too. When when the Most High is telling us to do something and we choose to carry people with us, it can frustrate the movement and the hands of the Most High in your life. And so the first aspect of me coming, I was supposed to come from September, and that became frustrated because when I took my PCR test, I got a double reading. I got a negative and a positive. I got a negative and a positive reading with my my COVID-19 test. So I asked the doctor, I told the doctor I was traveling on Monday. The doctor said, okay. Didn't tell me, no, you can't travel. You got to quarantine for 14 days. The doctor just said, okay. So I make my way to the airport. When the ticket counter check my COVID thing, they say, you got a negative, you got a positive one. I say, but I have a positive and a negative. And the doctor says, okay. So any which way, my trip was postponed. The person that was traveling with me, I was encouraging them to go along, but they said, no, they can't go without me because it's me who need to go and stuff like that. So they decided not to go, come on the trip. And so not knowing, secretly, privately, they was angry with me because now I get a positive and negative test result, and any which way. So some things happened, some things were said in private behind my back and stuff like that. So what am I saying to you? In this journey, you can have some highs and some lows. You can have some setbacks and some delays, but that does not mean you've been denied access to go where the Most High has called you to go. Sometimes he have to do some severing around you for you to make that journey. Because remember, with Lot, with Abraham, he had to separate himself from Lot. And let me tell you something. Abraham did not go back to Sodom and Gomorrah and get Lot. The angels went and got Lot and his family out of there. But Abraham had to continue to do the work. So when you have to be separated from someone to do the work that the Most High called you to do, don't feel bad about it. Do not feel bad about it. Please. Because people will make you feel bad because you have to leave them behind or you have to move on. And then they would ostracize your name, tear down your name, persecute you and stuff like that, not understanding your assignment is different from their assignment. Lot time and Abraham time had come to a place where it had to be separated. And so sometimes in this journey, in my journey, I had to be separated from that person because where the Most High was taking me and the journey that I was on was different from the journey that they're on. And so that happened. And so I end up now being delayed a little bit. Yeah. And try to come on. So that was September. Try to come in October. Nothing happened. But it was November. That after many tests and stuff like that, I mind you, all of my other tests that I took were all negative. Only that one test had negative and positive on it. But the other tests I took were all negative, negative, negative. So it tells you that when the Most High is doing a separating and a separation for the journey that is set before you. So now I reset my trip for, and I'm thankful to the airline that was very much accommodating. I didn't have to pay no penalties on my ticket. Praise be the name of the Most High. This is how you know when the Most High hand is upon you and He's directing and ordering your steps. I didn't have to pay no penalty on my ticket. So now rescheduled. I was leaving. Made my appointment, went took my test again, came back negative, set my date to travel for the 22nd of November. I left New York on the 20, no, at midnight on the 21st. I left New York on the midnight of the 21st. And yeah, and that was an 11-hour flight from New York to Accra, Ghana. I spent 7 hours in Ghana, and I left Ghana that night. Let me tell you all about stopping in the airport in Ghana. You don't just go through, even though you're catching a connecting flight. They make you wait at a post they made me wait. I guess due to the fact of this COVID-19 situation, this pandemic. So they were making you wait. There were 3 of us. Let me give you all this right here in my journey. There were 3 of us waiting in that area to catch the same flight into Kenya. It was myself, an Indian man, and a Caucasian man. So it's 2 men and this lady, me. And we were sitting there for the whole 7 hours together. When the person came to check us through and check our papers and stuff like that, the Indian man, they tell him, okay, you could go through. The Caucasian man decided to go in front of me. He skipped in front of me to go to the counter, and he was denied access. And then I went forward and I was through. And at that very moment, this is what the Most High dropped in my spirit. Their time here is up. They no longer have legal rights and access to our land. That was you remember now, Ghana was the point of no return. See, catch me in the realm of the spirit. Ghana was the point of no return. The Indian got through and I got through because the 2 of us had the same shade in melanin. But the Caucasian was denied access. And he carried on and he kicked up a fuss and he joined, he spent all this money and he on his way to go with that. But the person looked at him and said, I'm sorry, you can't go no further. You take the next flight back to where you come from, or you find your way to some place that you can go and take a PCR, another test or whatever have you, but you're not granted access to go no further than this point. So that's what the Most High said. Their time, their access to this, access to this land was up. That was rest in my spirit there in Ghana. So I made got passed through, went upstairs, waited on my flight, board my flight out of Ghana, and made my way to Kenya. Land in Kenya at, like I said, I think it was 6:30 in the morning on the 23rd. I land in Kenya. I'm thankful to a young man by the name of Joshua. He picked me up from the airport. I mean, took me to Safaricom to get me a SIM card. My very first meal in Kenya on that morning was liver and chapati. Liver and chapati was my very first meal in Kenya. Yes, that morning, after Joshua had picked me up from the airport, my very first meal was liver and chapati. I didn't know what chapati was, but I'm glad I allotted him to order that for me, and it was a very delicious meal. I spent 9 days in an Airbnb. A beautiful lady by the name of Frida at Garden Airbnb hosted me there, and let me tell you what an amazing place that is, and a very affordable at the same time too, serene and peaceful and private. So I got welcomed there at that Airbnb. I spent 9 days there. And let me tell you, this lady said to me, she said during this whole pandemic, said she had no one staying in there. So I was her first guest in the midst of this pandemic and stuff like that. Um, and nobody even inquired about staying there. And she said, "You have been a blessing to me because now she has been booked out solid. I mean, her Airbnb is not being empty since." So I thank the Most High for her and her Airbnb. So afterwards, after she told me the Airbnb is booked out, I started looking for an apartment. I went to five different apartments looking. There are very nice apartments here in Kenya. Very nice, very affordable. 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, and stuff like that for under, 400 US dollars and stuff like that. Um, but I'd be starting to become fatigued and tired. And I told him, I said, I don't want to look at no more properties after the fourth one. And so when we got to the fifth one, he said, no, he said, let me just take you to one more. Let me just take you to one more. And when we came to the very apartment that I'm in right now, I was like, I felt like, wow, I'm at home. I felt at peace. I felt this place, the property when I came in the gate on the compound, it welcomed me. It said Caribou, you know, welcomed. I mean, that's just the feeling I got. And then when I came inside the apartment, it was even more inviting and more welcoming. And so I have been in this very apartment that I am in from the 3rd of December. Yeah, so the 3rd of December will make my 1 year anniversary in this very apartment that I've been recording and messaging you from Kenya. So I spent 9 days in the Airbnb, and after that, on the 10th, I was here in this apartment. I'm thankful to the Most High for His hands on my life and on this journey. Um, in getting the apartment, it was not hard. It was not complicated. I didn't have to show all of my credentials and bank statements and all those different things. No, I didn't. I'm thankful to the lady that I'm renting from. She welcomed me as a daughter. She made sure that everything that I needed was in this apartment and stuff like that. I didn't need for anything. Only thing I needed to come into this apartment with was my clothes, and that's it. But everything that I needed was here. Pots and plants, wares, and everything was in this apartment, and so I'm thankful to the Most High for that. I've learned how to use the powering system using the token, the prepaid power. The prepaid power is a very good way to go. So you'll be able to budget and gauge how you use your power and stuff like that. The weather here is beautiful. We're going into our summer season. They call this right now. We're supposed to go to short rain season first, and then you get the long rain season, and then you go into your summer. But I'm thankful in terms of There's public transportations, what they call the matatus, the buses. And then you have Bolt here and you have Uber here. So I was able to use both of them. I prefer the Uber than, no, I prefer the Bolt than the Uber because the Uber is a little bit more pricey than the Bolt is. And that's how I learned how to maneuver and move around. So now for me, I could drive here. Yes. And they drive on the left hand side of the road. Yeah, they drive on the left hand side of the road here in Kenya. So if you're coming from the US, I would advise you will have to do some of their driving lessons just to adjust yourself in driving on the left hand side of the road. Now, if you're coming from the Caribbean countries, majority of us in the Caribbean, we drive on the left hand side of the road. So it's a little bit easier for you to to drive, I should say. In terms of your driver's license, if you have an international driver's license, like some of us who come from Commonwealth countries and stuff like that, we can use our license, but they encourage you to also register or get a Kenyan license at the same time too. They encourage you to get a Kenyan license. You know, and so that's that's the good thing about it. What else? Grocery, food, shopping here is good. You have the fresh fruit market. I love the fresh fruit market because what you would spend almost $50 on in the stores in the diaspora. Here, when I go to the fresh food market, I spend less than 10 US dollars. And I'm talking about for my tomatoes, potatoes, my cucumbers, and all that stuff, my greens and my apples and oranges and watermelon and pineapple. The price of going to the fresh food market is very, very good. Very good. Some of the name brand you may be accustomed to in the diaspora, you may not find it here, but you still find a better. When I tell you the quality of the stuff is good too, the quality of the stuff is good. Three stores grocery stores I shop in. One is Nivis, the other is Chaturanga, and the other is Carrefour. They're the three major shopping grocery stores that I shop to here in Kenya. Now, let me tell you what I love also with being here, and part of my journey is learning how to use my cell phone to do my shopping. So they have something called M-Pesa. And with M-Pesa, because you can't, a lot of people don't have bank accounts here. So because they don't have bank accounts and stuff here, M-Pesa is that bridge that they have. But even though M-Pesa was created during this pandemic, for people to still be able to do their transactions and stuff like that, it was created by a Kenyan also. M-Pesa was created by a Kenyan. But the M-Pesa is very convenient to pay your bills, to pay your rent, to pay your light, to buy your groceries, to buy your petroleum from the service station, to send money back and forward to persons here in Kenya. So M-Pesa is a very good technology system. So when they're the B system, talking about certain things, some things already in place. So you just go to one of the M-Pesa stores, you upload it with your cash, your paper currency, and then you have your money on your phone that you could do business with. That's one of the things. In terms of my journey, the first place I decided that I wanted it to go when I came to Kenya was Mount Kenya. I wanted to go to Mount Zion. And let me tell you, I had such a phenomenal experience in going to Mount Zion. When I went there, we did a Zoom call in terms of praying from Mount Zion. So me and our group, we prayed from Mount Zion. And one of the things I experienced, the first thing I experienced up there was that glory cloud coming down from off the mountain and covering me. That was that was phenomenal. I've experienced that glory cloud. They talk about that cloud came down off the mountain and came and covered me. And those that were on the Zoom was able to see and participate in that experience of that glory cloud coming down off the mountain, because one of the things I recognized is when I was there is that cloud stays on that mountain covering that peak. It's very rare that the cloud is not on that peak covering it. So I went up there from 9 a.m. and I stayed there until 5 p.m. Now my ride was calling and saying they was on their way. And I was like, Father, Tatan and Zambi, I spent all day on your mountain. You telling me you're not allowing me to see your mountaintop? I want to see your mountaintop. Give me my mountain. And let me tell you all something. I kid you not. A breeze flew past me, brushed past me. I went up that mountain, and all I saw was the cloud moving from off that mountaintop. And I was able to see that mountaintop as clear as a crystal glass of water. That's how clear he allowed me to see that mountain. He moved that cloud on the side and allowed me to see that mountaintop. And then after I done finished rejoicing and blowing my shofar and shouting hallelujah and having myself a good time, then the cloud came right back and covered the mountain all over again. So I was able to see that mountaintop. I was able to go and put my feet in the Pacific Ocean. I'm thankful for that. We're going and putting my feet in the Indian Ocean. The other thing I was able to experience is going to Shimoni. Shimoni is where there's the other point of no return from the Arab slave trade. And family, when I say our people went through some stuff, our people went through some stuff. The Arab slave, we think, Christians and them do a serious damage, the missionaries and the Roman Catholic Church, but that Arab and that Muslim, they did a number on us, and they still today practice slavery, whether we want to believe it or not. They still today practice slavery in those Arab nations. Yeah. Anyway, talking back about my journey here. So I'm able to see, let me tell you, the wildlife, the zebras and the gazelles and all those different things, just moving in the only thing you don't see up close is the lions and stuff like that. But the zebras, I've seen the elephants, I've seen the camels, I've seen giraffes. I won't talk about the baboons all over the place, you know. So my journey home has been nothing less than amazing. What else I want to share with you in terms of this journey home? I know other people may have their whatever they may have gone through, but I'm saying for me, my journey is always about touching in Zambia. That's the other aspect of it too, because um I've not the land has welcomed me home. Let me put it like that. The land has welcomed me home. I've had the opportunity to go to see some of the elders in Mount Kenya, or the seers, we should say. And that was a phenomenal experience also. I really thank the Most High for that. I was able to take the train. Yes, there's a train here in Kenya, so I was able to take the train. I've ride on the train. I've driven here, so I have experience in driving on the crazy roads of Kenya in the midst of their busy traffic. Kenya have bypasses and highways and stuff like that here. It's just a lot, but I'm thankful for my experience here. The other thing is, like some of you still asking, like the cost of living is your budget. It's your budget. It is how you wanna spend your money. For me, I live my budget. This is my budget. I live on less than $1,000 a month. That's light, rent, groceries, um, internet, my cell phone, and sometimes a little every now and then treat yourself to one little lunch out, you know. Taking a bolt when I if I need to take a bolt to go somewhere or something like that. So my budget is less than $1,000 a month. That depends on you, your spending habit. If you come here to live the lavish life, you can spend the lavish money. But if you come to live the reserved life and to start life all over again, then you would reserve yourself and preserve the currency, the money that you have. So that's me. Now, other people, they're paying whatever. I can't talk about nobody else's journey. This is about my journey here, and that's it. And so I spend less than $1,000 a month. I don't have no crazy spending habits and stuff like that. You understand? And I'm thankful to the Most High for that. Um, what else I could share with you? I don't know nothing but no nightlife, so I can't tell you nothing but the nightlife. Well, I'm basically majority of times home inside my house, praying or fasting or just meditating and listening to music and stuff like that, getting downloads from the Most High. Yes, now and then I like to travel just to see other areas and stuff like that. And let me tell you something, Kenya experiences all of the weather. You experience all the weather here, the cold and the heat. Like I could drive 30 minutes from where I'm at right now, and I'll have to put on a jacket because that's how cold that area is. Kenya grows teas. So yeah, you get a lot tea and coffee. Let me put it like that. They grow tea and coffee here. I mean, thousands and thousands of acres of tea land. And so tea land needs that cold weather to grow. Kenya is also known as the highland. So one of the things you would know is Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda, um, where this place having all these problems right now. Ethiopia. This area is considered the highlands because this is the higher area of the continent, to be honest with you. You could Google it and check it out. But this area is the highest on the continent. So yeah, this is known as the Highlands, and this is one of the reasons why the Mzungus get very mad when they got run out of Kenya for independence because they were eating the good of the land. They were living in the best parts of Kenya, and so when they went down there to South Africa, they really was um, really upset. So that's why my brothers and sisters, much apologies for how the Mzungus carry on down there. But they come down there with vengeance and bitterness and stuff like that. So that's why we had such a big apartheid down there inside South Africa. But anyhow, I don't want to digress. In terms of my journey here in Kenya, I have some high days and I have some low days. I had some warfares. Had some people speak some things about me and stuff like that. I soon leave, and I'm not gonna make it, and because I live in here by faith, because I knew it was the Most High who sent me here. I'm here by faith. I am literally the poster child of walking by faith. What walking by faith is in terms of income and all that different stuff. I'm literally the poster child of living by faith. Um, and if the Most High sent you somewhere, He will sustain you. But we have to, the other aspect I want to tell people is coming home with the right kind of attitude and spirit. Let me tell you something. I've seen some people who've come home and they come with the spirit of entitlement. I am, so I'm back here to do this and I'm doing, no. We're supposed to come humble. Humble. You know how we used to say a humble child takes the grace of God? And I've seen puffed ups and I've seen arrogance. I've seen people hurt people, just by the words that they spew out of their mouth. And they think because they are in this awakening, they could tell people whatever they feel like telling people, or treating people however they feel like treating people, not understanding that they're hurting people. So my other my experience with being here is just staying humble, and people be willing to help you. You'll find that your ways is easy, and then the other thing is I try to do everything above board. Everything I do above board. But another thing I love is everything concerning immigration and extending my stay. Everything is done online. So when you come here to Kenya, you could create a portal on the FNS, which is they call it Foreign National Service. So you create your own, you log in, and then you're able to do all your extensions and all your immigration stuff online until they give you, like, say they give you an appointment that you have to come in to get your passport stamp or something like that. But basically everything you do online. So yeah, so I'll be able to do all my immigration stuff online and stuff like that, my extensions and all those different things. So buying here land here in Kenya, as a foreigner, that's possible. With your name on the titles and stuff like that, that's possible. I'm just, but my prayer is that we would really get to the place where, as all these leaders in the various countries would understand the return of its people and be able to allot them, even if it's just a half an acre of land for them to build something on, because that's all we need is just the land. We don't need them to build the housing for us. We would come together and work. I mean, let's work together and get it done. If we could work together, you got the carpenters and the skill, the masons and all this different stuff in the diaspora who wants to come home, and let us team up and just work together. So yes, it's possible for us to buy land with our names on the title. And yes, let me tell you something. I know people saying, "Oh, you can't find cheap." Yes, you can find cheap land here. You can find land from 100,000 Kenyan shillings, which is 1,000 US dollars. Now, dying your legal fees and stuff like that, that's just the price of the property. And you can find it up to 20, 30,000, 100,000. How much money you want to spend? And what area you want to go in? It is up to you. So yes, there is land here at very affordable prices. Yes, 1,000 US dollars an acre. In some areas, depending on where you want to live. As and that and it's a fact. Um, what else? What else I could share with you? With my journey home. Oh, in terms of even going to get your eyes tested. Yes, I mean they have state of the art persons to, to check your eyes and stuff like that, with all of the um modern equipment and even some petty equipment, and I seen inside some of those obstetrician optometrists or whatever you call them, people who deal with your eyes in their office, state of the art. Also, if you want to come in and you will get your teeth clean, you can spend less than 60 US dollars on getting your teeth clean. Yeah. So you can get your eyes tested for 500 shillings, which is like $5. Yep. Get yourself some readers, you know? And so you have affordable living here. Like I said, it's all about um your perspective, your spending habit, your attitude, your mwanda, your spirit that you come with. You understand where you choose do you want to live and stuff like that. It's all up to you. I'm a survivor. I tell you, I got my eyes tested. I spent 500 shillings to get my eyes properly tested and read all in the back of my eyes to realize there's no pressure behind my eyes and all that different stuff. All I needed was readers with some protective shades on lens on it. That's it. When I got my teeth clean, So yeah, I'm telling you things that I've experienced and encountered here. I'm not telling you what somebody else said to me and tell me what could happen and stuff like that, because then I would be somebody else's journey. I'm trying to telling you my journey here. So I had promised to come and share. What else? I've met some amazing people. I've met some amazing people. And let me tell you, majority of the people I've met are basically Agukuyus, a lot of them. I mean, 90% of them. Then I met some Kisis and Kumbas and Luas and, you know, but the majority of the people that I've met here are, what you call it, Agukuyus. The other thing is, and I keep on, and I say this to you, my family, yes, these people know that they are Bantus that are on the continent. They know that. You don't have to come and tell them they are Bantus. They know that they are who are Bantus, know they're Bantus, who's the Nilotic, know that they're Nilots, who are Kushites. They know who they belong to. What they don't know is who they truly are as the people. Christianity still has a strong, strong hold here on the continent. It really does. Christianity has a very strong hold here on the continent. And so um, that's where we have to. And so for me, I do a lot of, majority of the things that I do is one on one, one on one. Like now, the Most High has allotted me a family. So I'm dealing with that family right now and breaking down the Bantu truth to them. You understand who they are. They want, so you're looking at the Kisi and um, it's a two husband and wife, but one is from the Kisi tribe, but they're both from Bantu tribes anyhow. And they have invited me into their home to speak with them and their daughters. And so letting them know who they are, but they big coming out of the Christianity. The lady that I'm renting this apartment from, she's Bantu, but she's from Aguyus, and being sharing with her who her and her husband is and stuff like that. With the boat drivers and stuff like that in the grocery stores, wherever you go, people you talk with and stuff like that. There's another young lady that I just met. She just came relocated back home from South Africa. You understand? And so I'm thankful to share with her who she is as a Bantu, you know. And so it is just so much. So that's how my journey has been in terms of sharing this Bantu message. Yes, I've been invited into churches, but I do that with a shred of needle because I first and foremost tell them who I am, tell them what I believe, the names I use and stuff like that, so they would understand. So they don't just think they can be blindsided by me coming in and saying Tatan and Zambi and so Nini na Nini. Majority of the times when if I go into a church, I use the name I say the Most High. Not because I'm ashamed of saying so Nini na Nini or Tatan and Zambi, but the majority of the people would come into alignment with the Most High, and then you say to them, "This is why I use the name Most High. This is what you call him here. You call him Guy here. You call him Mungu here. And so Nini na Nini is his name, and Tatan and Zambi is also his name and stuff like that. So that's how I introduce the Bantu message in terms of the name, in terms of talking to them about who they are. Then that's a whole that's where I break down one on one. The breakdown of who they are one on one is more powerful than trying to preach to a whole church, because remember, in a lot of these churches, it's a mixture as a mixture of Bantus and Nilots and Cushites and all of those different people that are in churches. So you have to be very sensitive to how you share this message. You cannot be dogmatic and tell people that James, that's what you. No, we can't do that. We have to use um, 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 soothing, comfort, a soft answer. So a soft answer, turn away wrath. A soft answer, a soft word will make people listen to you more so than you trying to push your agenda down their throat. They would want to come back and hear you again. And so that's how I find that a lot of people would want to come and sit around and listen to what I have to say, because I give it to them in love. But a soft, just a soft word, a soft answer. And when they ask their questions, I, answer it to the best of my ability. Family, I'm thankful for this 1 year thus far that the Most High has allotted me to be here. There are some procedures and things you have to go through and to legally do some things and make a continue to be in the land. Like I said, extension of your stay, and then now the next level of the process is applying for what they call an alien card, or what you call a work permit, a permit. So they have several different types of permits too that you could be in the land where they have like this volunteer permit that you could apply for, and it gives you 3 years. and then you renew it for another 3 years. And for Kenya, it's 7 years you have to be in the country before you could get citizenship or residency, I should say, not citizenship, residency or whatever have you. So it's 7 years. So you could apply for this volunteer permit through a children's home or through a NGO, but you got to you got to read through the portals that they have, their protocols and stuff like that, and see what is comfortable for you. But everything is doable in whichever country you decide to go into. Just follow the rules and the regulations. Go about it the right way. Humble our spirits and watch the Most High do things for us. You understand? So for me here in Kenya, this 1 year journey, I can't even believe it's a year already. I don't know about Joa, but this 1 year has come fast. So that means to tell me that the Most High is moving, y'all. He's moving. He's what he said. Let's use their scripture. He's speeding up the time for the very elect's sake. Or don't say he's shortening. Let me get it right. He's shortening the time for the very elect's sake. So it's time. Please fast. Talk to the Most High. Create your altars and talk to Him and ask Him directions of where it is. Please don't just come to follow the crowd, because following the crowd could get you inside trouble. And you could be in the wrong place because you follow the crowd. Follow the moving of the Muan and Semi, where the Most High send you. You might be the only one. Let me tell you something. I came by myself. The Most High allowed me to come to Kenya by myself. I didn't come with a crowd. I didn't come because it was popular. Nobody else was talking about Kenya. Nobody else was looking in Kenya's direction. Everybody was looking at Ghana, Tanzania, Angola, Zambia, but nobody's looking at Kenya. And so sometimes the Most High may send you someplace where it's just you. You have to be the forerunner. You have to be the pace setter. You have to be the one to go in and see how things are operated and how things are done. Then you will have people that will come behind you and feel like they can, yeah. But guess what? You do what the Most High called you to do. I love each and every one of you. I'm thankful for you listening in. I don't know if anybody may have a question they want to ask at this juncture. I just will take about 5 minutes of your time if anybody have any questions. Other than that, I will say my farewells for now. But it's been 1 year here in the continent, and I am thankful to the Most High for my 1 year. My 1 year here thus far, and I'm looking for many more years to come. And yes, two persons I've heard that they've been mishandled, mismanaged and stuff like that. Monies was taken away from them, you understand? But they're getting their stuff back because they called me and I talked to Tatan and Zambi. These are your children. You bring them home. You brought them home. And so you cannot afford to let anybody rob them. And my thing is this, let me tell you something. The continent is no different from America. The continent is no different from the Bahamas, Jamaica, Barbados, Cuba, Venezuela, Europe. It's no different from nowhere else. You have the good and the bad here. So don't come home condemning the whole continent because of your bad experience. I've had 1 year and my experience has been good. Tatan and Zambi has truly put his hedge of protection around me. So I cannot complain about the continent, honestly. But I cannot say that other people have not had bad encounters. So my other thing is with your bad encounters, what is your attitude? I'm going to say it, yes. Check your attitude too. Because we could take our bad encounters and make it good. Turn our negative into positive. But if we keep on with that negative attitude spewing out of us, salt water and fresh water springing out of the same place, you cussing and fussing and still talking about Tatan and Zambi and Amazulu, You got a nasty attitude towards people or certain people, and then you want to be blessing. No. So we got to check our attitudes too. So no matter how people treat me and done to me, I still try to be nice to everyone. I've had and it wasn't nobody from the continent. I had somebody from the diaspora, you know, real arrogant, real rude, real pompous. But guess what? I still show love. I still show love. So you may have an encounter. Somebody may try to charge you more than something costs because you have good people and bad people everywhere. Everywhere. So because you come in home doesn't mean that you may not encounter one of those bad persons. Or you might be like me who encounter everybody that was nice and helpful and want to help and direct you where to go and get things done or want to come to your aid and help you. Or you have people who would want to avoid you. You know, they come in your presence one time and they saw your attitude and they decide, nah, I don't want to be bothered with her. I don't want to be bothered with him. It all depends on you, what spirit, what you're sending out, what energy you're sending out, what is coming out of your mouth, what is your attitude. Yeah. So I'm home. I've traveled to Dar es Salaam, to Tanzania. I'm planning on traveling again to Tanzania soon. I've welcomed many people home, you know, and I'm looking forward to welcoming many more home. Come home, you know, make the plans, make the step, take the leap of faith. You don't have to be Kenya. It could be Tanzania, it could be Zambia, it could be Botswana. But if the Most High is pressed in your spirit to come home, come home. But the word is Caribou Ubani. Welcome home. You know, Kenya has been good to me this 1 year. It truly has. I've met some amazing people. I've met some royal bloodline also since I've been here. I've met some prominent people since I've been here. I was able to share with them who they are as Bantus. So life, the continent is good. It's good. I was even able to live a more healthier life. My hemoglobin count has gone up. I no longer um, have low blood. My blood count has leveled out and has rise. I was able to shed a few pounds, eating much more healthier. You know, so that's good too. I'm just home. Yeah, it's beautiful. I'm just looking forward to the day that my children and my grandchildren will be able to come accompany me here. You know, I am looking forward to that day that they come. Also, we know that December the 27th is the prayer prayer journey around Mount Zion. So that's December the 27th, just that day, one day, prayer pilgrimage around Mount Zion. I've had the privilege to pray on the mountain and I've had the privilege to pray around the mountain. Let me tell you, the power, the power, the power, the energy that is at that mountain. Hey, Isaiah chapter 2. You read it and see. People have been making that journey to Mount Zion. I'm talking about very prominent people all over the world, prime ministers, presidents, emperors, kings, queens, make the pilgrimage to that mountain to pray. Doctors and lawyers and Fortune 500 company people, listen to me. They don't know whether they Bantus or not. They don't know who they just come to that mountain and their lives, their businesses have changed, have been enriched. Yeah. So, family, I thank you once again for listening in. I was giving anybody an opportunity who I may have had a question to ask their question, but if nobody has none, I'm going to sign out from now. Thank you for listening to my testimony, my journey home. It's been 1 year and counting. 1 year to eternity. Yes, 1 year to eternity. So I look forward to many of you coming home and embracing and enjoying our Father's land. And the other thing is this, guess what? You could drive anywhere here, you know. I could drive from Kenya to Zambia to Botswana if I want to Johannesburg, to Rwanda, to Benin. Yeah, you could drive to those places too. You could do road trips. It may take you some time, but you could do road trips. Yeah. So my next trip, I'm going to do a road trip. I'll tell you about that when that is accomplished and when that is done. Yeah. But I'm home, and I want to welcome each and every one of you home. I pray that my testimony has been an encouragement to you to make you want to take that step of faith in coming home. Then start making the plans and putting your budget together, which you could comfortably live by. You know, yeah. And watch the Most High. I'm telling you, every need He supplies. I'm not saying you may be able to do it, but I step out on faith with, like I tell you, my budget is 1,000, less than 1,000 US dollars a month. Yeah, yeah. There's more to my testimony, but the Most High has reserved me from saying some things, you know, because what He may test me in my faith with may not be your measure of faith. You may not have the same measure of faith that I have to do the things that I do. You understand? You may be one of those who have to see it to believe it. For me, He just got to tell me it and I'm moving on it. And that's it. So, like I said, 2018, he said, I'm taking you to the continent. 2019, he told me that JC, was the son of perdition. 2020 is when he revealed to me. So, Nini na Nini, Tatan and Zambia. No, actually, Tatan and Zambia first. Isaiah Congo, and then Sonini na Nini. Now 2021. Eyes haven't seen. 2021 is coming to an end. And according to their calendar, and the best is yet to have happened. I'm expecting an explosive November and December. I'm expecting a major move of the Most High within these last weeks, according to the Gregorian calendar. I'm not talking about the Bantu calendar, because even the Bantu calendar got adjustments that need to be made to it. Because the Bantu calendar, they're still trying to go off of that fake Jewish calendar, and I'll calculate with that. And so we got to be careful, you know. We got to be careful in anything that we adopt from any of these other calendars and stuff like that, making sure, you know, what we do is by the solus and not just by their calendars. But like I said, I love you all. I thank the Most High for each and every one of you. I welcome you home. My journey is still continuous. This is just the 1 year mark of my journey, but I know that there's more to come, and there's more to accomplish. There's more that I'm working on private, silently, but soon to be public, because you know that the Most High is about to crush some things for us. And being one of those in the forefront, you see a little bit more than the norm, and you know a little bit more than the norm, but not everything He gives you is you speak quickly, you know. But know this for sure: He's going to gather all of us. All of us are going to make it home because first verse is here. The wilderness is in our hearts and our minds. We now know the truth of who we are. But our exodus, prepare yourself. That's all I can say is, even if you only have a carry-on bag pack, have it packed. Those of you that are in the diaspora, just pack a carry-on bag. If you don't have the suitcase, just pack a carry-on bag with your necessities and have it ready, just in case. I am in the continent. I was not able to go back home to the Bahamas. I left the Bahamas thinking I was going to go back there. And I did not go back. I came straight to the continent. I did not know that's how it was going to happen. So you don't know how he's going to do it. Leave yourself open for Sonini Nanini to do it however he chooses to do it. Stop trying to direct him and let him direct you. All right, family? All right. I love you once again. Much love. May the Most High lift up his countenance unto us. May the Most High be gracious unto us. May the Most High keep us and sustain us. And may he continue to order our steps and direct our path. So, family, open up yourself for the Most High to move inside your life. Open up yourself for him to direct and order your steps. I am here, 1 year later. Let me share this with you before I go. Let me just share this, right? I am here 1 year later when persons had made decrees that I would not last, and I would not be here long. When persons thought, hear me, my bread was buttered by them. They thought they were the sauce, but they didn't know that the Most High is the source. So they thought that by them not being in my life anymore, I would have crumbled, I would have folded up, and I would have gone home. But they didn't understand the call upon my life. They took familiarity and they became contentious. Be careful who's around you. Pay attention to people's spirit and the way they handle you, the way they talk to you, the way they treat you, the way they try to make you feel. Know that the source of everything that you have and that you do is from Tatan Nzambi. So nini na nini, kuswa Congo, Isaiah Congo. Know that. That's what you have to know. Because your job is not your source. Your company is not your source. Your spouse is not your source. Your source is the Most High. And this 1 year of being on the continent, I could prove to anybody without a shadow of a doubt that when you move in Tatan Nzambi and you move according to his direction and his telling you, every need will be supplied. And even some of your wants too will be given to you. He's the source. That's what I want to end with. Much love, Zolo Kwingi, Nakupenda Sana. And then I want to say, Asante Sana, Matando Masaka. Enjoy the rest of your day, your week, your month, your year.